No one gets it. Nie ma się. Ja nie weiß. Ich nie wujisz, bro. Ale już so.
Ich brauche. Ach, dann über ihr wollen es nicht, nervt es nicht. Ach, dann ist es ja, ich gesagt, hau ich. Ich sehe, was nicht mehr los, ja. Es ist nur nicht, es ist so, ich sehe nicht mehr, ich wollte,
Get over so. Neem het op, zet zo. Op de zaak met zes die met ooit get over zo. Oh.
Zijn je maar voor u.
Part 2. Welcome back. With me as always is my lovely co-host.
Sprinkles are for winners.
Sprinkles are winners. Logan Bennett. Logan Sprinkles Bennett.
No.
Today we're going to have a very special guest. He's a repeat guest. But that doesn't mean this interview is going to be boring. That means this interview is going to be twice the amount of fun. We're going to learn twice the amount of information about this person. He is the TV director here for FETV.
I don't know him.
You don't know him? You might recognize him. You might have seen him in the hallways, ladies and gentlemen.
I've never
Mr.
done.
Matt Swarchek.
Logan. Connor.
I just realized I don't have my script papers in front of me, so we're winging this entire interview.
You want to go get him?
Yeah, where are they?
Adrian, go grab them. They should be in there. Yeah, we can either leave it in, cut it.
It's whatever.
It should be in there. If not, we'll just jump cut me. I'll just walk over there and grab them, and we'll come right back.
Go on, Adrian!
We got them.
Do Rocky.
This reminds me of the last time when we looked up there in Austin and then we're in the headgear.
You stay for that.
There we go.
Fantastic. Yeah! All right, so, Mr. Swarchek, it says here that you went to Elyria High School. Tell us a little bit about your experience in Elyria.
I did go to Elyria High School. It's a school. Elyria is in the western suburb of Cleveland. It's a large Division I school. The interesting Fostoria connection is there used to be Elyria and Elyria West. And Elyria West played Fostoria multiple times in the state playoffs. I think they even played them in the state semifinals or something like that. And I was the first class in Elyria to be when they connected the two schools together. They brought them together, made one high school. So we went from being a Division I school to like a really, really big Division I school. Elyria West, myself, all of us went to school together. I think at one point we were close to like 3,000 kids in the school, 9 through 12.
What was your graduating class like?
Somewhere close to 600.
Half of our school, that's
my sister's class started with 1,000 kids.
I think that's about
1,000 freshmen. I think in this school now, 7 through 12, you have about 700, close to 800. So like, I went to a really big school. We were in the Lake Erie leagues. We played like Shaker Heights, Cleveland Heights. It was quite an experience. The other odd thing is when I came to Fostoria, we have the same fight song, same colors, and the weird thing is that you guys are Redmond and we were Pioneers, so it was kind of like opposite groups, but it was weird because then they brought us through. The band uniforms looked the same, the fight song was the same, the color scheme was the same, and that weird connection that we had played at one point with each other. The other, different thing for you guys is you guys go to school in a more of a rural environment. I went to school in a pretty urban environment, so that was it's definitely been a difference to come here, but there's definitely familiarity. There's some when I hear the fight song, it's strange because it's like
high school days.
Yeah, flashbacks.
So you played volleyball in high school.
I did.
Tell us about that.
Well, I've said this before, but in Fostoria, you guys don't realize how nice you have it that you can play 3 Division I sports or 3 varsity sports, I should say. You have the opportunity to do that. When you go to a school as big as I did, you're trying out against hundreds of kids. So the chances of you making a roster in even one varsity sport is difficult. So I tried football for about a cup of coffee, and I was not even close. I tell this story a lot, but I played defensive tackle when I was in 8th grade, and I won an award, and I thought I was like really good. And then I walked into our first summer workout, and there were guys that were like 6'4", 6'5", and there was a kid named Chris who had a skull tattoo on his forearm that was like gigantic. It was a flaming skull, and he was this monster. And I just was like, yeah, this is not going to work out. So football, I went to marching band quickly. And then my winter sports, I played basketball for a while, but I played a post position. And in my high school, when you went out for the post, you had to deal with 6'6", 6'5", 6'7", and I was this height in 6th grade, and I never grew. So that sport went out the window quickly, and so volleyball became my my varsity sport. So in the spring, you can play volleyball for boys, and it was a very enjoyable experience. I love volleyball.
Volleyball's pretty fun.
It is weird to say, like, most people don't know that there are volleyball programs, mainly in the south, like Columbus and down, and then to the east, there's a lot of volleyball teams, but it was a really fun experience. The only thing that was not fun about it was we got no buses. We had to drive ourselves to every, so we had to carpool.
Carpooling going on there, yeah. So what was your time as a D.A.R. role model like? What events did you do, like? So
you know that they had the T-shirt D.A.R. role models. A lot of people wear it ironically because they aren't D.A.R. role models. But I actually legitimately was a real D.A.R. role model. They had a program in Elyria where the police officers would go into our community schools and talk to kids about how they were going through high school and trying to avoid pitfalls. I know it comes across nerdy, but I've never drank, never smoked. It just never was in my repertoire. So I was able to go in and talk to these kids, and it was a cool thing because you're able to talk to kids and say that I had a very enjoyable high school experience, and I didn't have to go down those routes that can become pitfalls. Are they horrible? No, but the issue is when you're in high school, if you're getting involved in those things, you can run yourself off the track real quick. So basically, we spent time going into local schools and trying to convince kids that there was an option.
Second choice.
And in a school like Elyria, where poverty is high and the potential for being off the track is high,
really easy.
It was a good thing to get those kids some role models.
That's good. That's good. What was going to college at BGSU like? Because BGSU kind of has a little bit of a reputation, so.
Yeah, it does. I think all colleges have a reputation, but it was fun. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It was fun. It was a great educational experience. I went there twice. Went for my master's, so I obviously liked it enough to put myself in further debt.
Go back around.
But I think BGSU is a great place because it's a small enough campus that you can get to know people, but it's far enough away. It was far enough away from my home that I didn't have to, I could actually get that moment to break away. I think some people go to school too close to their home, and then they do the whole homesick thing, and they're home more than they're at school, and I didn't think that was a very, I wanted to have that break. I wanted to be able to be on my own. And the thing I like about BG as a community is, like, what I didn't like about UT was you were kind of isolated. The campus is isolated, and then outside the campus is the city, and it's not exactly like hey, I'm going to walk around and enjoy the city ambiance. Whereas in BG, you can walk anywhere, and everything's not only safe, but it's very communal. The educational opportunities at BG, I think, are better than a lot of people think. A lot of people, since you guys live close to it, you kind of think of it, well, it's just BG. But I mean, I had as good of professors as any school. I mean, and most of my professors were Harvard-educated professors. I mean, very high level of education. But no, I very much enjoyed it. The sporting events were good. When I went to school, BGSU was a powerhouse in football, so we got to enjoy, a couple years of. They had game day there. They brought game day to to Bowling Green's campus, Lee Corso, and the whole thing, and got to have that. It was the only, at the time, the only small school that ever had game day. So that was fun. I have no major complaints about BGSU.
So is that why you live in BG now?
Well, yeah, I love the town. I do. No offense to Fostoria, I like Fostoria. It's a great place, but for me and my family, we fell in love with BG. We like the community that it is. There's a lot of options for like, you know, I have season tickets for the Bowling Green State men's basketball team. I can just walk. I can either walk, ride my bike. I could drive my car to the games. My son has a lot of opportunities to go to different ice arena. We have a curling. We're like one of the only places in Northwest Ohio, in Ohio period, that you can do curling, like in the Olympics. So I mean, there's lots of
Pretty interesting.
interesting things to go on.
It's pretty cool. So you're a kayaker. I recently found that out.
Like literally just recently.
Like about 20 minutes ago. So what's kayaking?
Kayaking
Exactly.
is
For you, is it a frame of mind? Is it a hobby? Or
It's a hobby. I'm not a competitive kayaker. I have just a long kayak, not the smaller ones that are more for like rapids. I'm not at that level. So basically, I liked to kayak. We tried it out in Grand Rapids. They have this place called River Lures where they'll let you take kayaks out. So we tried that. We liked that. Mini funny story was my wife had an epic meltdown on the Maumee River because she didn't like kayaking, couldn't get it, was running into rocks. It was a whole thing. There was a lot of language. So let's just suffice to say that we kind of had that moment. We mentioned that to my groomsmen when we got married. My groomsmen bought us kayaks. We were like, what are we going to do with these kayaks? So then we started actually going out more often. I've kayaked the entire Maumee River from basically Turkey Foot, which is kind of close to Napoleon, the whole length all the way to the mouth in Toledo. So
how many miles is that?
A lot. Now I didn't do it at one time. I did it in sections. So I mean, you know, because there's a dam in Grand Rapids you can't go over. So you know, you do section here, section there. But I've done all of that, and it's fun. It's relaxing. It's a good workout. In the summer, it's a nice thing to do to get out on the water. I've had accidents on the Maumee. My kayak got sunk to the bottom.
Really? How'd you get that out?
Well, so it was a very flooded day. I was going towards Anthony Wayne, White House area, and there's an area where there's rapids, like that kind of real. They're not class 5 rapids or anything, but they're definitely rapids. There's whirlpools and things like that. And I was taking a picture of an old bridge that's destroyed, and my kayak got caught in the current and spun me backwards. So I'm going into a whirlpool backwards. The kayak nosed in, and like the Titanic, I went straight down.
Oh my God.
So
that's terrifying.
Yeah, it was scary. So the kayak went to the bottom. I luckily, while I was flailing to try and get back to the surface, I had caught the rope between my hand. My glasses were sucked off into the Maumee. My shoes were sucked off into the Maumee. So luckily, the Maumee at that part is only about 6 feet deep. So I was just able to keep my feet on the ground. My kayak's filled with water. Was able to drag that across shale, so my feet were cut open.
Oh.
And drug the kayak up onto this little median, and had badly cut my leg open. But I say that
I'd quit
I'm
kayaking.
probably the only person that's ever had that happen on the Maumee. But it's a very safe river to go. But yeah, it's a fun adventure when you're not doing something stupid like I did.
So how many times have you honestly fallen in the water while kayaking?
On purpose or just on accident?
Just
that one time.
Just that one
One time where it was bad. I mean, you do it for fun. Just like if you're out in deep water, you can just get out, swim, whatever. And you kind of have to practice what you would do. You actually, in a kayak, if you go under, if you know what you're doing, you can roll yourself back over.
Okay.
That's kind of something you try and
While you're
practice.
still in there?
Yeah.
So aren't you worried about sharks or anything like that?
Not in the Maumee. I'm more worried about pollution.
Yeah, well.
But not in the Maumee.
So talk a little bit about how the TV program since my sophomore year has gotten to where we're at now.
The quick version is obviously since we started, we only had 10 kids in the program at first. Didn't have all of this stuff. Our program has exponentially grown. We've got 20 plus producers now. We've got all the best possible equipment. We've got people that know how to do the TriCaster. So the program's grown in size. Number two, we've also expanded to a YouTube channel. We've expanded to having a simulcast of Channel 10 on YouTube. If you search Fostoria City Schools, you can find us. The program's just exploded. So it's been a great experience. It's going to be a difficult time losing our two seniors, but the nice thing is...
Don't forget Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Sorry. I always think Robbie.
He's right over there.
The issue being, it's gonna be weird to see you guys go, but you guys have helped lay the groundwork so that they can take over.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's been awesome, and we're hoping to continue to grow.
So do you see this as a program that continues for years?
As long as I'm here, as long as they will let me, we're gonna keep growing, and
I hope so.
we're not going to stop.
So, what's your favorite lunch meat?
Boar's Head lunch
Boar's
meat.
Head?
Boar's Head is a
What is that?
it's very expensive.
Is it a brand?
It's a brand.
What's your favorite meat though? From Boar's Head.
London pork beef. I know that sounds strange, but it is.
What is it?
Are you a
Just beef
millionaire?
from London or?
It's a type of cut of beef. It's very sweet. I don't know what part of the cow it comes from.
I don't know if I want to know. I mean, there's
It's probably everything.
Yeah, I mean it's just like hot dogs.
They're giving us a signal.
Potential.
Well,
Well, we got 6 minutes.
Well, to wrap it up, you know, same question that's asked every single year, every single episode, every single guest. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
What did I answer last time? I think I said the duck because I do.
The duck-sized horse? Sid,
Yeah,
or
the horse-sized duck.
The horse-sized duck.
Mainly because there's only one enemy at that point. As I said, I think that I've done just enough physical defense to get her. A duck is not very mobile. It's not very athletic. Its webbed feet are all clumsy. I think you could get behind it. As soon as you get behind it and you can take its back, just like in UFC, you just choke it into unconsciousness.
Get it out. And then you have turducken for dinner.
Exactly. My son does love duck.
Well, that's always good to hear. And thank you for coming back out on the set.
Appreciate
It's nice seeing you again. And we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, it'll just be me and Logan because we're going to have Mr. Swarchek go do his
We want to
superhero
interview a
deeds
North
and all that good
Korean.
stuff.
You want to interview
We want to interview a North Korean.
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Might have to be a simulcast.
Yeah.
And then we might get hacked.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, we're going to use Skype, and then
Yeah.
that unfriended movie thing's going to happen to us, and we're all going to
Yeah.
disappear. But, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Swarchek.
And then,
Alright, so we need a security guard. So who of you are the best? Me. Why are you the best?
You just knocked out my rolling pin.
You look lazy. What about you?
I had the rolling pin just a minute ago. He knocked it out. You don't see?
Okay, what about you?
Well, I was a security guard for Lindsay Lohan
Okay.
and Drake. I did Drake.
I don't like them.
Well, that's okay. I didn't like him either.
Okay, so what have you done?
I have a job. Long time.
Where?
Not important.
It is important. So,
Yeah,
what about you?
Huh?
What job have you done? Like,
Oh,
besides just what Lindsay and Lohan, who else are you?
I guarded a box of donuts once. So,
You might as well just leave. I don't even know who you are. Yeah, I don't like you. You're lazy. So.
Security! Sorry, here's my wallet. Thank you.
You need to go. You're bad.
Me?
I like him. You're bad.
I'm not leaving. I got this vest. I don't have to. Sorry. My vest.
Go.
Not leaving. I'm tired. It's my chair. Baby head. What? Is this like a good buy for this?
Sweeper. Go. You got the job. I'm not touching you, sir. I don't like you. Why are we still filming this? Seriously, why are you still filming this?
As you can see, it's the beautiful.
Okay.
Going now.
huh? Oh, sorry.
You won.
Oh, good. I don't know what to say.
Now. Going now.
You are watching war. You are watching war.
Back in your pot. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of our third episode for the 2014 through 2015 school year. I'm here with all of my good employees. Maybe they're not employees, maybe they're students, and maybe we're fooling you. But thanks for staying tuned, and we'll see you next week.
someone takes over the show. If you're wondering why they're like this, it's because